Have you ever felt like when you looked up at the night sky that something was missing? Like a secret constellation that was erased from the heavens and history? Well, tonight, everyone, you're going to be actually amazed because I think I found a missing piece of a 13th Zodiac sign. And I'm also going to be talking about a Stargate that is in the Peruvian mountains. So come and join me on Secrets of the Stars episode 54. I am Paranormal with Paul J.K. Ray. And as always, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, and make sure you watch all my other videos. They're in the live tab or in the playlist tab. So please go over, check them out and everything. And let's get started, shall we? So to talk first, I'm going to be talking about the 13th Zodiac, or the Forbidden Zodiac as it's called. Ophiuchus. And it's the Zodiac sign that nobody talks about anymore. And but it's been there all along, hidden in the sky. It's nestled between the two zodiacs, Scorpio and Sagittarius, would you believe? And the sun passes through this constellation every year, which is even crazier. But when you look at the zodiacs, there's only 12, correct? Right, this is the 13th one, and it was symbolized by a figure holding a serpent. And everyone was like, what does this zodiac represent? Well, it represented healing, wisdom, and even transformation, obviously. But it wasn't just another star pattern. It was basically a cosmic symbol of knowledge, right? And it challenged the established order. But why had it been ignored? Why do we have 12 zodiacs and not 13? Well, some say it was erased because it didn't fit in with the 12-month calendar, even though technically we still had 13 months in the zodiac, in our calendar, but that was changed and the zodiacs didn't fit it. But people think that Ophiuchus may have been deliberately removed because of a powerful energy, and it's kind of crazy to think about because when you think about it, you have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, all them on there, but you don't hear of Ophiuchus. It's a zodiac sign that if you look at, there's been so many different zodiacs. I think there's something 49 or more forbidden zodiacs, and this is one of them. So the serpent is obviously one of our oldest symbols because we've been tied to the serpent. If you look in religious beliefs, the serpent was in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve, and it caused Eve basically to sin, and they got chucked out. And snakes have always been associated with that part, and they've also been shown to be a part of the danger and enlightenment paths as well. So if you think about it, life cycles, rebirth and secret knowledge, right? Ophiuchus is also known as the serpent bearer, and they carried these meanings of life, rebirth, secret knowledge, basically in the stars. And so was removing it, like I said, a calendar change, or was it more than that? So what you're thinking as I'm explaining this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So basically, it was symbolic censorship, basically. So a sign connected to healing and rebellion qualities, threatened rigid systems of power, control. But if you look back in ancient astrology, this is a quite poignant term. Ophiuchus was the wild card. It was basically embodying change, hidden wisdom that we didn't know about. But then it disappeared and paved the way for a more orderly system and 12 signs. And you obviously I talked about some of the 12 signs like Aries, Taurus, Sagittarius, all them, right? So modern astronomy has been a powerful tool for Ophiuchus because everyone's confirmed that we do go through this annually, Ophiuchus. But Western astrology has basically clung on to the tradition of 12 zodiac signs because they probably believe why change something that ain't broken. But this doesn't change the fact that Ophiuchus exists to us. And so some astrologers have basically embraced Ophiuchus and said, right, we've got 13 signs zodiac and it matches the sky better than what we have now. But others have said that that we shouldn't be looking at Ophiuchus and say that's a 13 star sign system, and we should be like, saying, right, we're stuck on 12. We've known 12. We're going to keep it at 12. And I think that's a shame. Because there's also a theory, going back to ancient times, that ancient people originally followed a 13 moon calendar. Yes, a 13 moon calendar. That basically meant one lunar cycle a sign. And that included Ophiuchus. So, you think about there was a lunar sign, there was like a lunar cycle for Gemini, a lunar cycle for Taurus, a lunar cycle for Sagittarius, a lunar cycle for Libra. So, but they removed Ophiuchus, obviously, as we said, and so societies may have deliberately shifted towards like patriarchal control, suppressing basically lunar and feminine powers, and also this echoes the serpent symbolism that hidden knowledge is always kept out of reach. And but today, Ophiuchus always represents the lost system that was one that should have been embraced with complexity and mystery instead of a neat order. So, hello everyone who's just tuning in. I'm Paranormal Ripples if you and there. Let me know what your thoughts are on this Ophiuchus debate. So basically, what would Ophiuchus mean for us today in the world if we said, right, we're going to have 13 star signs now, and Ophiuchus, you're going to be part of it. If it was reinstated, it would reshape how we basically understand ourselves and our place in the cosmos, and the stars. Because technically, like I said, we should have had 13 months in the year. We only have 12. And if you think about it, the new year technically is in the March. Before it got changed to January, our original new year was the first day of spring, and that's in March. So, if you think so this Ophiuchus challenges a neat box of traditional astrology, invites us to embrace change, healing and the unknown path that we could take. And it still is basically means that the universe isn't always simple, but sometimes what's missing is an important piece of the puzzle. For us, the important piece of the puzzle is Ophiuchus. But really, like I said, we should have 13 months, should have 13 zodiac signs, should have a 13 lunar cycle, like 13 lunar cycles. So Ophiuchus should be part of our founding kind of things. So basically, if we said today, are we going to introduce a 13 months again? And Ophiuchus is going to be the 13th star sign. People would probably be like, right, it would probably make more sense than it does now with the 12 star signs. So, let me know what you think. Hello, Daniel. How you doing, bro? Let me know what you think anyway, everyone, about Ophiuchus. Now we're going to go from the stars to a potential Stargate. Yeah, it's been warm the last couple of days here in England, bro. We've had a record-breaking temperature today. About 95 degrees Fahrenheit in London. But yeah, going from the stars, we're going to go to a Stargate, which is potentially in the mountains of Peru. Aramu Muru, I think it's pronounced, some type of pronunciations. So let me know what you think about Ophiuchus. Now, like I said, Aramu Muru, I think I'm saying it right. If not, let me know in the comments or in the chat if you're watching live. And basically, Aramu Muru, if you don't know what that is, it basically sits near Lake Titicaca, Titicaca, and it's a flat T-shaped carving on a rock. And I'm going to try and find you a picture now, because it's kind of crazy. Because I looked at it earlier, and I think I got a good picture up of it. Yes, there it is. Right. Hello, everyone who's just tuning in. Like I said, I'm Ray. Please sub if you're not already. I'd love to have you as part of my community. But yeah, this is Aramu Muru. And you've already seen this somewhere before, everyone. If you ain't, it's in Peru. I believe, yeah, Ancient Aliens done an episode on this. But basically, it's a flat T-shaped carving, as you can see, on a rock face with no apparent entrance, even though that looks like a doorway. If you look in the middle, it looks like a doorway. But local Peruvians to the site have said it's a Stargate, specifically, that it's a Stargate. So it's a portal to the gods or stars. But there's no tunnels, no rooms, and it's just a doorway if you look. I'm looking at the picture here on the side. And it's carved with such precision, and it's standing like alone in the mountains, which is crazy. And it's been called the Door of the Gods, which is even more nuts. But basically, it's inspired countless stories of people who vanished or experienced strange phenomenon near it, basically. So is it a natural formation of the rock, or has something happened there that has basically gone boom? We're going to use this as a door. So basically, local Aymara legend has basically said down the years that an high priest fled Spanish conquerors carrying this sacred golden disc, and he reached Aramu Muru, and he placed this disc in the carved doorway, and he just vanished out of thin air. He basically disappeared from this realm into another realm. Don't know how true it is, because like I said, it's a legend. You know, legends are, there's an hint of truth to a legend, but it's only like a minuscule amount of truth. So did it happen, or was it bullshit? But anyways, this story paints Aramu Muru as a living gateway that is connected not just to the gods or anything, but to other dimensions, basically star systems out there. Shamans to this day still perform rituals in front of it because they believe that cosmic power radiates from it. Right. But yeah, so such legends have always been met with skepticism and everything. But why are shamans saying that there's cosmic energy radiating from it? What is this doorway hiding? Let me know what you think, everyone, in the chat. But shamans ain't the only one that thinks that there's cosmic energy radiating from this. Visitors and tourists over the years that have gone to Peru for not only Machu Picchu, but they've come to visit this site. They've experienced strange experiences near it. They've experienced glowing lights. Before I carry on, hang on. Do I think it's a Stargate to Mars? I think if it's a Stargate to Mars, that it needs a door. Not a door, but I think we need answers. Basically, I think we basically need something to open these doors, because I think there's a few of these places on Earth. I believe another one is under the pyramids in Egypt. One of the pyramids in Egypt have a thing like this. And there's also the one in Iraq that was linked to Mesopotamia, which basically I can't remember where it is. I think it's the Beirut the bar. Hang on. I'll tell you where it is. Hang on. There's also the Stargate that I think I ain't talked about yet. But there's rumors that then there's like conspiracies to everyone that the US actually invaded Iraq because the ziggurat, was Stargate. Don't know how true it is, but if it's true that is a Stargate and that's why the US invaded Iraq, kind of opens up a lot of possibilities that these Stargates are getting more and more looked into, and they need to be opened in some kind of pattern or some kind of way. You know, let me know what you think, everyone. And like I said, get involved. Come on. Anyways, as I get back to these visitors to this site in Peru have experienced glowing lights, the sudden dizziness spells. So they've been looking at it and they've come up all dizzy. Feelings that time has distorted around them, that and everything. Hang on. Did you really can't? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I saw that. I was talking about that ages back on one of my other shows, actually, Daniel. About Billy Carson. But yeah, if you want to go watch that, go and check out my other videos, everyone. After this one, of course. And make sure you sub if you're not already. Because I'd love to have you all, like I said, as part of this community. It means the world to me. But basically, yeah, people have been seeing visions as well at this site in Peru. So why is, and some people have also reported in, and that their tones have emanated, like strange tones that only they, like, I'm not going to say like it's strange, but you know, like when you've been watching a sci-fi film, or hang on, or what's that game that come out? Yeah, I know it was a failure, so excuse me, everyone. Starfield, I think it was. But you know when you go and pick up that thing at the beginning of the game, and then you got to go and look for them, like those pieces of the jigsaw. And when you open it, when you pick it up, then you see that vision, don't you? And you hear that kind of strange musical kind of like resonating, like music resonating, like a humming, you know. That's kind of what these people are reporting here at this Stargate like thing in Peru. I'm saying Stargate kind of thing because what if it's not Stargate? It could be like you said there, Daniel. It could be a portal. For all we know, but shamans for years have been coming here because they said there's cosmic energy. Why is there cosmic energy, everyone? Like I said, please sub, come and join the community and let's talk about all this, everyone. So now, if you think about it, right? Now we're going to go back to a topic that I talked about before in my paranormal, in my haunted hours episodes, and I talked about it when I talked about Integratron on one of my previous Secrets of the Stars, like ages ago. Ley lines, right? So if you look at these ancient sites around the world, many of them are on ancient ley lines, or they're aligned to the stars. Like the Integratron is on a ley line, ancient ley line, and when it goes around the Earth, it links up with the Pyramid of Giza. When you look at Stonehenge and you do a ley line, that goes to other places. The pyramid, I believe, one of the pyramids that the Aztecs built, or the Mayans, and that the same as in Egypt, align with the stars. Like, what the hell's going on, everyone? There's got to be something to do with like this. There is like one big puzzle, and we're all connected, and we need to do something to do it, like to get these like places unlocked. Because something is going on, and I'm not taking no for an answer. But if you look at it this way, Aramu Muru basically sits along one energy pathway as well, and it's connected to other mysterious places. Then, if you look it up, the nearby ruins of Tiwanaku and Pumapunku, I believe it is, sit right on the same ley line as Aramu Muru. And them sites are basically advanced stonework and astronomical, and they're aligned with the astronomy side. They're linked to the stars and whatever. It's actually quite interesting because if you think about it, it might be a key point in this Aramu Muru, or it might be something along the path that we need to pick up on. If true, that these paths would need to be studied more. Is it something to do with our ancient technology, spirituality? Basically, when we first come to the planet, we were more in line with the planet, weren't we? We didn't have like phones, we didn't have these PCs, we didn't have glasses even. We were just basic hunter-gatherers that basically, as Graham Hancock would say, hunter-gatherers and that basically come on this planet. We hunted, we fed, we bathed. We didn't do anything. We were more in line with the way our ancestors were thinking back in the day. We were looking at the stars. We were worshipping the stars. We didn't care about any technological stuff. Then when the technology started coming up, we started like getting like revered, like, weren't we? If you think about it, look at Atlantis. They were the most basically on our planet. Atlantis, if it existed, it did. If depends what you believe, but I believe it existed. Atlantis was the place to be because they had the technology of the other higher ups, and one day, boom, vanished. And they say we're on our third go round as a species. We build up, we destroy ourselves. We build up, we destroy ourselves. And what's going on in the world today? We're destroying ourselves in other countries, aren't we? So basically, what is going on in the world? Like I said, everyone like, subscribe, and I'll talk about this with me. Like I said, I feel like this is one of the places that I want to go and visit this site. Don't get me wrong, I want to go and visit Aramu Muru. Because the gate's role for now is basically not just a relic, sacred site to these locals. Shamans, like I said, have performed ceremonies there that trying to connect you to your ancestors and cosmic forces. The gate basically symbolizes transition, healing, and a passage between worlds. This mystery isn't just ancient history, is it? If that legend was true about the priest that escaped Spanish conquerors and then went through this gate with a golden disc, what was that golden disc and why did it transform him into another dimensional realm? What is the golden disc? And do we have another golden disc on this planet that unlocks the door? We need to find something anyway, because I think that these stargates are going to be opened, and they need to be opened in a specific way. And it means for us to be basically in line and in like basically more in tune with the Earth's frequency than we should be right now. If you think about it, why is it that in less polluted places in the world we can see the stars clearer and we can think clearer? When you're in a polluted place, basically, you can't think clearly and that. You can't see the stars well, but take somewhere like Ayers Rock in Australia. You can go there, you're on a ley line, your brain opens up and gives you energy. You get, you basically see the stars clearer. You see everything clearly. What is going on? Anyways, like I said, the universe holds many doorways. We just need to find the ones that we need to enter. So, and we need to find them. So everyone, please like, subscribe, and let's talk about this in the comments. I want all of you as part of this community. And let's get this mysteries all going. Make sure you're sub, please, because I want you as part of this community going forward. And it would be nice to, chat with all of you and everything. And basically, let's get this community rocking, shall we? So yeah. Let's do a fact check now, everyone. So Ophiuchus is basically an official constellation. Going back to that. It's been confirmed by astronomy. It's been confirmed that the sun's path takes it through Ophiuchus. But astrology's mission is that it's a cultural choice and not a scientific denial. But in Aramu Muru, like the photo I just saw, is a real archaeological site you can go and visit. But there's been no verified tunnels, chambers, portals been found near there, even though all these experiences have been happening. So scientists, they can't go there and investigate it, obviously. But these sites encourage us to questions that we want answered. So basically, let's look at the pros and cons then for each of these sites, shall we? So Ophiuchus, the pros for that is that it's astronomically real, that it's symbolically powerful, that it changes us to rethink the astronomy, astrology, and hidden knowledge, and gives us a 13th zodiac sign. The cons is that it disrupts the system that we have now with 12 zodiacs. It lacks consensus in astrology and it remains controversial because no one wants to do it and say, yes, this is the 13th one, and we need to have 13 zodiacs. Sorry for the noise, everyone. Aramu Muru, the pros for that astrological site, basically it's physically undeniable, as you just seen, because it's in the rock. It's culturally revered because people have been coming to it and everything. It inspires reports of mysterious experiences near it, like I said about the shamans always going there, picking up on cosmic energy. People reported dizziness there. They reported, and stuff like that. So, but there's no concrete scientific evidence because the scientists can't go there yet. But I'd love it if scientists could go there and investigate it more. But together, it reminds us that all this, that the truth can be layered and that pieces can be visible to us, but some still remain hidden, and it invites us all to explore deeper. So please, like I said, so please remember this: Ophiuchus and Aramu Muru may seem like separate mysteries because it's a lost zodiac sign and a stone doorway carved into the Andes in Peru. But both speak of what's been hidden from us over the years, forgotten, or even erased from our story. So maybe one day we'll understand the connections between Ophiuchus and basically Aramu Muru. And basically, like I said, if tonight's journey has basically stirred your curiosity, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with everyone. Go and check out my other playlists on my playlist tab. Everything's in playlist from start to finish of all my shows. Or if you don't want to, go into the live section and check all that. I've been Paranormal Ripples, everyone, aka Ray. Welcome if you do sub. I'd love to see you in the chat. Also, if you watched all the way through, put in the comment section something that what do you think the connection is between Aramu Muru and the stars? What's the connection? And I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Like I said, thanks to Daniel. Like I said, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe, like I said, and big love to you all. And remember, the truth is out there. We've just got to dig it deep enough to find it. Bye-bye, everyone, and have a good night.